I just can't get no satisfaction. Now, before the grammar police get on me about my use of a double negative in the title, let me just say, as many of you know, that is a song title from an old song from a band called the Rolling Stones. And if that doesn't ring a bell, then ask your grandparents, maybe even your great-grandparents. But anyway, very popular song from olden times where the singer-songwriter Mick Jagger is pretty much complaining that he can't get any satisfaction out of life. And he lists a bunch of things that are causing him to be dissatisfied. Fast forward a couple of years to another band called the Tubes, who were very popular in California in the 70s when I grew up. And the Tubes had similar songs. One of their most popular songs is called White Punks on Dope, where a rich kid from Southern California is complaining that all the great things that he has, all the things that comes with being rich, aren't medicating him against his pain, and so he turns to drugs. Well, they wrote another song, did the Tubes, called What Do You Want From Life? And they basically repeat that question through the whole song. What do you want from life? And they list a bunch of things that they think that people are wanting to make them satisfied. Part of the song says, what do you want from life? Someone to love and somebody that you can trust. What do you want from life? To try and be happy while you do the nasty things you must. Okay, one more song and I promise I'll stop. Very, very popular band called Pink Floyd. And again, if you don't know who that is, ask your grandparents. They had a very, very popular album called Dark Side of the Moon, sorry. And they wrote a song in there called Time. And this song has been rattling around my brain since for the 40 years it's been out. But it is a very, very insightful song. And I'm just going to read you some of the lyrics, okay? He says, ticking away the moments that make up a dull day. You fritter and waste the hours in an offhand way. Kicking around on a piece of ground in your hometown, waiting for someone or something to show you the way. Tired of lying in the sunshine, staying home to watch the rain. You are young and life is long and there is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. No one told you when to run. You've missed the starting gun. So you run and you run to catch up with the sun, but it's sinking, racing around to come up behind you again. The sun is the same in a relative way, but you're older, shorter of breath, and one day closer to death. Now, I'm sure that there are songs being written today that talk about similar things, but I just don't know what they are. And if you do, maybe you can drop a comment down, on this to let me know. If there's songs like this that are being written today. I just don't know what they are. And maybe people aren't writing about how to be satisfied. Maybe they're not writing about what do you want from life. Maybe they've just given up. I don't know. But now that we're all depressed, let's hit this thing head on called satisfaction, or how can I be satisfied, or even how can I be happy. So you're reading this because theoretically you were searching, maybe asking the question in Google or wherever, how can I be happy? What do I get from life? How can I be happy? How can I be satisfied? Something like that. So I'd like to tackle this question head on with you. Are you ready? All right, so enough chit chat, let's get going. One of the things that helps me, and by the way, let me just say, I do not live some idyllic Disney prince or princess life. Like you, I've lived a normal life. I came from a broken home. My father died an alcoholic. I've been laid off several times from really good jobs. I've had times wondering where the money's coming from. I actually had to spend 7 months in the hospital a while ago, another 6 months recuperating. So I feel like I've paid some dues, as the old blues songs say. I may not have suffered as much as some of you have, maybe not even close. But I think I have had enough experience in life to at least be able to speak on these things confidently, okay? So one of the things that helps me answer the question, am I happy, or can I be happy, or can I be satisfied? One of the principles that helps me is a principle called perspective. We tend to evaluate our lives based on comparing ourselves with what other people have. Somebody else has something that I have or I want, and so I'm unhappy. I wish I had that, we say to ourselves. We watch social media, and of course, everybody only posts the good stuff. So we think everybody else has all this stuff or has all these things that we want, and we don't have them, and so therefore we're unhappy. We see other people with money, with boyfriends, girlfriends, spouses, jobs, houses, stuff, friends, and we say to ourselves, I'd be happy if I had those things. We fill in the blank, or we say to ourselves, when I get blank, I'll be happy. The problem is, you need some perspective. You may just need an introduction to how a lot of the people around this world really live. Okay, I've had the privilege of serving people who are in poor to extremely poor conditions in many other countries around this world. I've been to Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Guatemala several times, Costa Rica, El Salvador, Belize, Mexico. Again, serving with some very, very poor people. And I also have a job that has taken me to places in our country where people have been through some sort of catastrophe, like a hurricane or a flood or a fire or something like that. So I have been around and met people who have been in some pretty dire circumstances. And what these experiences have taught me is that I pretty much live like a king compared to an awful lot of this world. Now, I'm just middle class, whatever that means, and I'm not rich or by any stretch. I'm just a guy, okay? But I have seen people who have a lot less, and that gives me perspective. And I'm able to say to myself, well, I may not have fill in the blank, I may not have this, but I do have food, I have clothing, and I have shelter. So that helps. That perspective helps me feel more happy and more satisfied when I realize I really have a lot compared to most people around this world. Here in North Texas, we just went through a very unprecedented freeze where we had sub-zero temperatures for 10 days, and many, many people, rich and poor, went without water. They went without food. Their homes were flooded. They went without heat. And a lot of basic necessities weren't met because of this unprecedented freeze for about 10 days. People really got perspective. When all that stuff started coming back on, and we got water, we got power, and we got heat, we tended to complain a lot less about the things that we don't have. That perspective helped us to be happy with what we had. All right, let's move on. Another principle that helps me say I'm happy or I'm satisfied is a principle called contentment. I believe one of the secrets to happiness is being able to say, I have enough. I may not have everything, but I have enough. I heard the comedian Stephen Wright say, you can't have everything, where would you put it? I thought that was pretty funny, but I also thought it was pretty insightful. How many of us, me included, have closets and storerooms and garages full of stuff that we haven't used, that we have never used, that's broken, and we don't get rid of it, whatever. There's an old billionaire named John D. Rockefeller, and he once asked the question, how much money does it take to make a man happy? And he said, when they have $1 more. I have a hard time believing that he really believed that. I really think what he was saying is that there's never going to be enough if you have never said, I have enough. You'll always want more if you've never answered the question, do I have enough? If you answer the question, yes, I have enough, or if you have never decided that I have enough, then you will never be content, okay? Now, some of you listening to this or watching this may be saying or may be experiencing that you very much are food insecure, or you're clothing insecure, or housing insecure, or your money insecure. And okay, I give you permission to let that upset you, but just for a while. Maybe some things need to change in your circumstances, I don't know, but I do know the path towards happiness or satisfaction is being able to answer the question in your life, when will I have enough? When will I be satisfied with what I have? Now, one of the great byproducts of contentment, saying I have enough, is that if you get more than enough, you can start giving it away. And I'm telling you right now, what will help make you happy and satisfied with your life is when you can say, I have enough, I'm content, and then start giving it to people who really do need things. I'm telling you right now, that will make you happy. When you see the blessing it is that you bring to other people by answering the question and saying, I have enough, and then take whatever extra and giving it away. All right, the last thing I want to talk about is something called thankfulness. One of the ways that you can be happy or answer the question and say that I am satisfied is to practice thankfulness or gratitude. And I do this throughout the day. I'm thankful that I ate an apple. I'm thankful that I had a hot shower. I'm thankful that I had a cold drink on a hot day. I'm thankful for my job. And there have been times when I hated my job and it was hard to be thankful, but I was thankful that I had a paycheck and money coming in to help me take care of my family. I'm thankful for my wife of 35 years. I'm not saying it's always been sunshine, roses, and unicorns, but I am very, very thankful for my wife, Kathy. I'm thankful for my 3 grown children. I'm thankful for their wives and husbands. They're not perfect, but they make me happy. I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for music. I'm thankful for sports. I'm thankful for books. I'm thankful for my dogs, Tina and Ava. I'm thankful for my 2013 Honda Accord with 150,000 miles on it. I'm thankful for my neighbors, my neighborhood. I'm thankful for Netflix and Amazon Prime, and I'm sure they're very thankful for me. And I find when I am not satisfied, not happy, one of the key things for me to do is just start thanking. I actually stand in my shower, and I've said this, I even said it yesterday when I took a shower, I'm thankful for hot water, okay? I'm thankful for soap and toothpaste and for police and for firemen and women, for nurses and doctors, and I could go on and on and on and on and on. I'm just thankful. But the real question is, who am I thankful to? If you did something really nice for me, I'd look you right in the eye and I would say, thank you. I am thankful to you for doing that nice thing for me. But ultimately, who do I thank for all the things above that I've mentioned, like air to breathe and water and all that kind of stuff? Well, I'm happy to tell you, I'm thankful to my Heavenly Father who gives good things. We started this talk with a topic called perspective. And we finished with something called thankfulness. And can I be brutally honest with you? Is that a yes? Okay. Well, here goes. The truth is that my happiness, my satisfaction is not dependent on the here and the now. It's not dependent on my life here on this planet. My perspective is an eternal one, that I know that this life I live is temporary when I compare it to eternity. My life all the things I'm thankful for here on this planet are nothing compared to what I'll be thankful for when I'm with my Heavenly Father who gives all good things. Even when He has given things that I consider bad, when I look back, I can say, you know what, that turned out to be good, or it turned out to be good for someone else because I was able to help someone else going through the same thing. The simple fact is, I know that my life doesn't end here. This is not the end of the story. That gives me perspective. It also makes me thankful that I know that no matter what happens, I'm going to be with my Heavenly Father for an eternity. Now, if you want that perspective and you want to know this Father that I'm talking about, well, there's a click that you can click on down below and you can find the answers that you're looking for. That's all I have. My name is Rich. I'm a contributor here at Curio, and I really appreciate you listening. Thank you.